So a typical DayZ life goes like this. You spawn at the coast, head inland, get some loot, get better loot, get in a firefight, survive, get your favorite loot, and then you die. But this is not your typical DayZ video. Meet Baba. Now Baba here, he hates players. He can't stand them. I hate players. I can't stand them. So today, I'm gonna try to survive in DayZ without going anywhere near them. And that means going completely off grid. I'm gonna stay away from all towns and all buildings, with the exception being a few sheds and cabins that has to be completely by themselves. So I spawned outside of a town and immediately I ran as far as I could from it. I ran so far I actually got lost in the woods for a while. After a bit I found a dirt road and decided to follow it. Now what most players don't know is on dirt roads, small stones actually spawn. And if you combine them together, you can make a stone knife. And if I was gonna be surviving out in the wilderness, I'm definitely gonna need a knife. Now to kick things off, I'm gonna have two major problems that I'm gonna need to try to solve as quickly as I can. Number one is starvation. Starvation in DayZ, as we all know, can set in pretty quickly. So I'm gonna have to try to find some way to get food. As of right now, what I'm thinking of doing is searching the woods for mushrooms to see if I can survive off of that, at least for a while. And the next major problem, possibly the biggest one of them all, is water. As of right now, I have no idea how I'm gonna get water. I'm surrounded by it. There's lakes and rivers to all sides, but I cannot drink it. If I dare to drink that dirty water, this challenge would be over in a heartbeat. If I get sick, this is practically done because we all know there ain't no hospital in the middle of the goddamn bushes. So I had to figure out some way to get water. A while later I found a boat and I was lucky enough to find a can of soda. I drank that shit down immediately. A few more minutes of running and I saw a hunting cabin way down at the edge of a clearing. I was hoping I would find a knife or something just to make this easier, but I was lucky enough to actually find some water purification tablets. And this could mean the difference of life and death for me. If I found a container, I would now be able to purify the water. So all I would have to do now is find a bottle so I can catch the dirty water in it and purify it with the purification tablets. Now luckily for me, not long after that, I found a mushroom. And practically at the same moment, I found another small stone. So I was able to combine that to make myself my first stone knife. And after that, I kept finding stone after stone after stone. Before you knew it, I actually had 2 stone knives. To say I was happy would be an understatement, but I still had the problem of I needed food and I needed water. Now after a while of running, I saw a small abandoned trailer. And inside that I found a bomber jacket. I was really happy because now I had a shirt with a lot more slots. So I ripped my old shirt into cloth using my stone knife, and I was gonna use that to craft a gloves or a mask, anything I would deem necessary in the moment. And a while after that, I found a hunting cabin by itself. Now normally I would stay away from all buildings, but seeing as this one is by itself, it is just one building, I checked it out. Inside the cabin I found a scope, and I also found a hunting jacket. And to be honest, purely for fashion-based reasons, I ripped the hunting jacket apart and kept the bomber jacket. But not long after that, I heard a sound that I knew could save my life. The distant sound of a cow. I was really excited. If I could use these stone knives to kill this cow, I would be rich in meat. But after I got close, I realized the cow was really near a town. And as you know, I want to stay as far away from towns as I can. So my hope was to sneak up to this cow, turn him into the direction where if I hit him, he would run into the woods and away from the town so I could kill him. As I got closer, I realized that right next to the cow was a chicken. So I decided I'd kill the chicken first, then deal with the cow later. It took me a few tries, but I finally killed it, and after that it was time to deal with the cow. Now I was trying to herd the cow to go towards the woods because I did not want it to go towards the city. But unlucky for me, after the first hit, the cow just completely ignored me and ran into the town. And seeing as I didn't want to go anywhere near any cities, I just ran away from there. A while later, I spotted a shed off to itself in a few bushes, so I went to loot it. Sadly for me, there wasn't anything inside, but while looting the shed, I heard something, baby. It was the sound of a goat. So I took my time, crouched down, and got as close to it as I could. And then I started my attack. Until I finally killed it. I was happy, to say the goddamn least. After taking a little victory dance, I got to skinning. I grabbed all the meat. I wasn't gonna waste anything. Now my plan was to use the guts, so I cut the guts up, I turned it into rope. I used the rope with a long stick to make an improvised fishing rod, and I decided I'd find myself a small pond to just chill and cook my goat. After a while, I found a small body of water. I washed my hands, got started on the fire. I didn't have any matches, so I had to make myself a hand drill kit in order to start the fire, and I got cooking. I think this is the part of DayZ where a lot of people don't really appreciate. The amount of detail in this game is actually insane. Yeah, it's clunky, it's got its bugs, but when you catch your own food, you cut it up, you make your fire, you use a goddamn hand drill kit to start the fire, you can jam that meat down on that stick, sit down, and just have a beautiful moment. And I think here, right here, sitting down around a fire, the calmness, the beautiful sounds of the leaves blowing in the wind, the sound of the pond right next to me. It was absolutely beautiful. After I finished cooking the meat, I used the bones that I got from the goat to make an improvised fishing hook. I dug up some worms, attached it to my line, and started fishing. But after a while, I caught a big juicy fish. I was really happy, but then I remembered, despite my celebration of catching this goat, eating it until I'm full, I still badly needed water, and if I didn't get any water, I would die. So I had to pack my stuff up and get out of there. I traveled for a while, trying my best to stay away from any major roads or any major buildings. I found a 1 and 2 shacks that were by themselves. I even found a backpack. At this point, I was doing really good, but I was feeling really tired, so I needed to take a break. So I went to sleep and hopped off the game. I woke up a few hours later, and by this point, it was actually raining. I saw a huge abandoned castle on the top of a hill, so I decided I would check it out. Getting up the hill was a rough journey, but I finally made it to the castle. And that's when I heard a sound that could very well mean the death of me. I started panicking. I ran. Oh, nice backpack. I ran into the castle, upstairs. I was hoping the wolves wouldn't be able to make it inside the castle, but I was dead wrong. But I would not be going out without a goddamn fight. One by one, I killed every single one of them. By the end of the fight, I was badly injured. But I wasn't gonna let that stop me. After cutting up the wolves and keeping the meat with me, I ran away from that castle, vowing never to return. After running for a really long time, I found a nice spot in some bushes, and I decided I'd start a fire there to cook the wolf meat. But the rain was non-stop, the fire wasn't starting, it was just miserable. So I went under a tree, curled up, and decided I'd wait for a while here to see if I could rest and feel a little bit better before I continued on my journey. A few hours later, the rain had stopped, but I still had a really bad cold, and I think the rain only made it worse. I was coughing non-stop, and by this point, I was also dying of thirst. It seemed pretty clear to me that my death was inevitable. There was no way I would make it out of this alive. I cooked up a few more meat, hoping that it would quench my thirst, at least for a while, until I could find something that could help me, because I did not want to have to drink dirty water, because that would surely mean my death. I traveled for a very long time until I finally found a nice little clearing in some bushes next to a pond. I thought this would be a great place to just stay and see if I could recuperate, but I knew if things got any worse, I would have to drink the dirty water from out of the pond. Now that I'm thinking about it, if there was one feature I would want from DayZ, it's that when it's raining, you could even hold your hand out or lift your head up so you can drink some of the rainwater. It's kinda stupid that it's pouring rain and you're dying from thirst. It doesn't make any sense. But sitting there right next to the pond, hearing the bugs and everything around me, it really makes you appreciate life, appreciate the effort that people put into this game. I know DayZ is all about the player interaction and so on, but it felt good to go a few hours without actually killing anyone. At this point, it's just a survival game, and my goal is just to figure out a way to live. I'm not wanting to kill 10 players and this and that. I just want to sit back right next to this pond and enjoy this moment. It really made me reflect on life, because I know in 100 years we'll all be gone. All of us right here will be dead. But I think the only thing we can really do is appreciate the time that we have. So to everyone watching this video right now, if you stuck around this far, I want to say, man, I wish you a great day. I want you to appreciate life, and the best way I can think of to appreciate life is to like and subscribe, baby. I'm kidding. So after a while, the rain started falling, so I got up and decided I'd take a proper look around the pond. And wouldn't you believe it, right outside the pond on a dirt road, I found a goddamn military convoy spawn. I was really happy because this would give me a chance to get a gun. So after a while of defeating all the zombies, hey, I even found a punch card. But I looked around and I didn't find any weapons. I found ammo and so on, but there was no guns. Luckily for me though, I found a few items of clothing, and I also found a goddamn full ghillie suit. So I grabbed everything I could and ran out of there to a nearby shed. The moment I went inside the shed, I saw a 22 pistol on the ground. But what made my day, I didn't even see it at first. There was a goddamn cooking pot on the table. This would mean I could drink water. This is my means of purifying and drinking water. This made me even happier than finding the weapon. I immediately began to set a fire so I could start boiling the water so I could drink it. And not long later, I was sitting around a fire, watching the water boil, feeling really good. This is not me surviving off the grid in DayZ. This is me thriving off the grid. I didn't think I could do it. I thought eventually I would die of starvation or something, but this is on a whole new level of what I thought was possible in this game. After all that, I was feeling so good. I boiled the meat, I ate it, I drank the water, my belly was full. So I decided I'd start building a shelter right here. And it took me a really long time cutting down stick after stick, getting trees, everything. But I finally managed to build myself a nice little home in this forest. I think this is a really good way to appreciate a side of DayZ that not everyone gets to see. A beautiful, amazing side that it's not all about killing everyone. I mean, I love to kill a motherfucker just as much as the next guy, but sometimes you gotta sit back, you gotta relax, and just enjoy life, enjoy the beauty of this game. It is actually beautiful. So with that, if you came this far into the video and you don't subscribe, come on, give your boy a subscription. I play survival games. I love survival games. I love DayZ and many other games like it. So I hope I see you around in this. And if you subscribe, let me know in the comments if you came this far into the video. My respect, homie. Until then, I'll leave you with a few tunes and some nice shots of me just chilling around the base here. Stay cool, stay frosty. See ya.